Uh-oh, that can't be good. Welcome to Hack-A-Week. So, welcome to another episode of Hack-A-Week. A couple of updates are in order. Got a great haircut from Donna at Karma Beauty Bar in Southern Pines. She did a great job of cutting my hair. Thanks, Donna. I love my haircut. What's up with that CB750, you may ask? Well, the rod bolts are pretty much unavailable. They're on back order from Honda. Can't get a hold of them. And I was looking for some for a later model CB750 F2. Can't get a hold of them. I've got an alternative though. I know someone that's got some aluminum connecting rods with the bolts and everything with them, lighter weight. I might just go for those. Just cut to the chase, get the job done. If I can't find parts for the engine soon, I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the frame together. Build the wheels up, get some tires for it, put those on, get the brakes going. Just basically build everything I can and skip by the engine for now because I want to get going on that thing. And I know you people out there want to see me get working on it too. So there you go. There's the basic updates of what's happening here at Hack-A-Week. So now let's get started on this Kawasaki KLR and put a new tube in the front tire. Okay, the cotter pins got to come out first.
Yeah.
This is Jessie helping out here. This is her bike.
That's not... See how this is bent?
Yep. They'll do that. But you gotta grab it like this and now pry against that and lever it out. Oh, wait a minute.
No, it's gonna break it.
Okay, there we go. Alright, that's it. Next we take the 22 millimeter axle nut off. Okay, let's knock the axle nut out. Just pull it out the other side, hold the wheel as you do it. There you go, and the wheel just dropped down now. Let's see. Come forward with it. That way. There you go. And just let the speedometer cable hang and it's off. I could not find tire irons at the auto parts store. I used to have some. I don't know what happened to them. I've got 2 large screwdrivers, and if you're careful, you can use 2 large screwdrivers. So we'll just start anywhere and pry the bead out over the rim.
Being careful not to puncture my...
Well, the tube's already punctured.
My tire. My
Tire will be
tire.
fine. This takes patience. It can do crap like this where it slips and you gotta start over again. And the tire irons have a little teeny bend on the end of them, which helps a bit. And you just move around to the next point and you can pry it. Once you get about halfway around, it gets a lot easier. Okay, that's one side. Pull the tire up towards this and that'll pop the bead loose on the other side. Okay, you gotta loosen up the nut that holds the valve stem in place. Really sure if this one's got a bad valve stem or if there's a puncture in the tube, because it'll always leak out right around there even if the tube is punctured, because that's a place where air can get out. So you get the valve stem pushed out first. Oh yeah, I'd say that's pretty much done. Valve stem's completely pulled off the tube. And my guess is somebody put these 2 nuts on, attempting to try to make that seal better, and putting 2 of them on and tightening them up probably did it in the rest of the way.
I think it was because I used this little crappy thing to pump the tire up, and that did
That
it.
might have done it, yeah.
Because the tire was fine until I tried to pump it up.
Yep, there we go. I'm just gonna run my hand around here just to feel if there's anything poking through the tire. You gotta do this careful because if it's a screw or a piece of glass, it'll
That
hit your
might hurt.
finger. I think that's fine. So we can probably just stuff the tube in here like this
Okay.
without breaking the other bead loose. You don't always have to do that. So we need to start where the valve stem is. This is the hardest part actually, because you need to get the tube down in there and then be able to push the tire far enough down so that you can push the valve stem through. But we'll just get the tube stuffed into the tire first. Now we'll go down here and
There it is.
there we go. Get that nut started. Okay, good enough. Now we gotta push the tube the rest of the way in. Okay, this is where you gotta be really careful of the tube. I usually start doing this opposite of the valve stem because if you do it over here, the valve stem can actually sometimes make the tube stay up too high and you'll pinch it. So if you look in there, you can see the tube. And just make sure that when you pry over like this, you're not pinching it. It can get a little tricky. You just gotta really watch. You can see the tube in there. So if I take another one with a screwdriver and push it out of my way, I'll make sure that I don't pinch it when I do this. Tell if I got it. Yeah, there we go. Nothing sucks worse than doing this and putting it all together and realize you pinched the tube. You put the air in, you hear.
I think, yeah.
It
Well,
totally sucks.
unless you found out that you wrecked the tube and put a hole in it, that would suck worse. And you have to buy a new tube. Do that.
There we go. Back over here. And tighten this back up. Okay, so we'll just tighten this just snug for now. Don't crank it down too tight because you could damage the valve stem. Now we'll get some air back in this. Now I usually stop at this point when I have a little air in and just kind of take a look at the bead, make sure it's as even as it can be and not be popping out anywhere. It looks good. Okay, when you put it back on, see the brake pads right here? They need to be separated just a little bit. See how that one wiggles around? This has to go right in between the brake
Okay.
pads. So make sure that's happening. You put the speedometer drive back in place. And you can see there's a notch right there and there, that little tab. It's going to line up with the notches on the tire. Or rotate it around a little. It'll only go one way. We need to tighten the axle nut to 58 foot-pounds. I don't have a torque wrench here at home. 58 foot-pounds is a pretty good pull. So take a look at where the hole is for the cotter pin. And when you're tightening it, make sure you line it up where one of the holes lines up. There we go. I'm pulling on that pretty good, so that's got to be about 58 foot-pounds. I'm gonna guess 60, somewhere close enough. Now let's get the cotter pin back in there. And we'll bend the tabs of the cotter pin. Now let's go ahead and air this up to about 30 psi and make sure that the bead seats in really well. I've got one section right here that doesn't want to seat very well, so what I'm going to do is squirt a little bit of Windex or soapy water in there and wiggle it around a little bit and then hit it with the air again and see if it actually pops into place. There it goes. It just went bonk and moved up where it should be. So this side looks good. Let's look at the other bead. That looks good too. Let's get out a tire gauge and see what pressure we're at. Let's check the tire pressure here. Yeah, we're at 36 psi. We need to be at 22. So the bead is well seated. Now we need to bleed this off a little bit. And so we're at 22 psi. A little more. And there we go. That's that. And there she goes. Tire aired back up. All's well. She needs to get rid of those slippers and wear real shoes, but she's only taking a quick test drive, so I hope she's okay. Anyway, there you go. How to change out a tire on a Kawasaki or any other bike for that matter. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Till next time. These are rod bearings and bolts and stuff, and yeah. Update time.